Aloha, Global Fam. That little mosquito. Just doing a little check-in, seeing how everyone's doing. You can hear the peacocks squawking away. Hi, Miss Elawan. Aloha. Hi, Erica. Aloha. Or I think that's how you said it. Matthew, welcome. Oh, mosquitoes, what are they doing? Isn't this the middle of winter? Wait, it's not. It's heaven on earth. They're just little fairies kissing my face. I love you, little fairies. Now stop. We love little fairies in the new reality. Aloha, hi, Gabrielle, Gina. Love us, I love us. That's how we say aloha. Erica says aloha. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Amy. Love ha. Ramona. We are such an amazing team on planet Earth together. Doing a little LoveStream check-in. Hi, Angie. Aloha fam, global fam. We are so amazing. Well, there is just so much beautiful energy coursing through the collective. Mr. Sandal Fawn, Sandal Feezy, love you. I found something interesting out in human design about your chart and mine. And what we are creating, it has to do with the vessel of love and the 4037. So you're the vessel of love and I'm the 4037 according to our designs. And that's what is steering the collective, apparently, into the new earth. I'll send you the link. It's kind of cool. Yes. See, we all have these destinies. We can't avoid them. Checking in with the collective. So, hi, Kristen. Marsha, aloha. All right, just waiting for a few of us to jump on here together, sitting in the gorgeous outdoors, enjoying this beautiful afternoon. And yes, there is just so much streaming into our beautiful collective consciousness now called unity. So it's a good time to be doing these check-ins, and I'm so grateful for the 4.5-month miracles of going inward to the cocoon and taking a break and feeling so refreshed with so much new energy coming in and really loving these regular check-ins with everyone. And what is really cool, because we all have our own perception and perspective of where we're at, and so we all have our specialty. And so mine is the inner realms and the stars and the cosmic and all of that. And so a lot of the time in those cosmic realms, I take for granted a lot of things that I would imagine other people would know, just like in their expertise, they would probably assume that I would also know what they know. So it seems like there's still a lot of relationship questions. It seems really big in the collective consciousness. And Andre, you want to be in my video? You're in my video. Andre Baby Stars. Check out his music. 432 hertz. Rocking the world with love music. Should be on pureenergy.love, which is the wonderful, amazing station and website created by Mr. Joe Sandal on our pureenergy.love to keep the vibration high. That's what we want to do at this time. No matter what you do, just meditate and keep your vibration up, because everything is flowing in our wonderful new direction, the direction we all came to bring together, called unity. Okay. So relationships still seem to be big on the radar. Of course they would be, because it's unity consciousness. So Beautiful, Becca, and our beautiful golden pod here as I've been sharing, we are working on a beautiful social media network, and one of the creations is our Spreaker Unity transmissions, and we're going to start going on there with the crew, and the crew is going to start asking some of these relevant questions, and we're going to have discussions on there. I think we might even do one this evening, so stay tuned in the miracle. Yes. So there's a lot of energy flowing. There's a lot of energy. Andre, he wants to get on the video. Andre, you just sit down and listen. You just sit in lotus. Beautiful Andre baby stars. Okay. So let's just talk a little bit about relationships. So there was such incredible transmissions coming through yesterday. I got to say, whoa. The energy coming through them is very profound, which tells me that the collective is being given access to these more expansive realms of consciousness, because we are in a heart-centered frequency and we have passed our many tests to get here together. So one of the places that people continue to navigate is in primary partnerships and wondering what is it all about and how do we do it. And one of the amazing transmissions that came through yesterday, which our Golden Pod recorded, was about the 64 codons and relationships in this time. So a wonderful mentor of mine, a man named John Kimmy, who was the carrier of the Hopi cloth for the Hopi people, one of the carriers, and he wrote something shortly before he passed, and it was an update on the Hopi Prophecy. And one of the things he said that his elder grandfather David had told him was that at this time men and women would live apart. Why is that? Because in order to pass the final test, there's a little deer in the yard. I love them. And a lot of crocuses blooming. So cool. Okay. So why would a lot of men and women live apart at this time? Because it's like graduation. Let's say we've gone to university, we're going for our PhD. You may be in a partnership with someone at university, and yet you may not see them a lot. Maybe you even live in different continents on the earth because you're going to different schools at the time, because you're specializing in different things, which is what humanity does. We, through our blueprint, but we're not our blueprint, and yet we are in blueprints until you transcend the blueprint. That's the thing. So while in the blueprint, we form, hi Devaya, while in our blueprints, we are part of what is called synarchy. We are part of a greater system. And just synarchy, Richard describes in the gene keys, he equates it to things like beehives and anthills, ant colonies, and so on. So in the colonies, different bees have different assignments. They have different skills, they have different specialties. And so the different bees in the different parts of the hive they stay with their little collective, they stay with their fractal, and they all specialize together. And so what's happening as we have transcended 3D, and the only thing that keeps the consciousness there is the belief that we are still there, but we're not guaranteed. The energy flowing through the collective right now is completely fresh and new. It's a different photonic frequency, guaranteed. So the only thing that has us believe we're still in 3D was programs and training and things that we've accepted in our consciousness, which are really no longer there. But it's just like Pavlov's dogs. You ring those bells and those saliva glands, they just keep watering. Why? Because they were trained to it. But we're not there. Trust the oracles on the planet. They're all the ones with the intel. They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. So just drop the programming of what relationship is supposed to be, because currently the essential thing is pod consciousness, which we are graduating into, called unity. It's the highest thing we can achieve together collectively as graduation from our two-strand DNA. And isn't this what we came for? We could ascend all the way if we wanted, but come on, let's stay here and play at this prime frequency, so to speak. the prime frequency that we've all been working to achieve, which is the perfect fulcrum balance of the opposites. It's not deleting the opposites, it's not saying one is better than the other. It's about when you learn to hold it all together simultaneous. Now that's power. Trust. So when we hold the opposites together collectively, then we become supercharged free energy, because those opposites now are supercharging each other. Opposites attract. And when we hold them simultaneous and we hold them in stillness, what do you think Matt and the scales is all about? Matt and the scales is actually all about being able to hold the opposites together simultaneous and be the fulcrum in the center, called 0 point, because when you can hold the opposites together simultaneous, you stop the spin. Pretty cool. Flight lessons, let's call them 333, just for fun. I love the little 4-year-olds who tune in, and the grandmothers who write me and go, like, every time my grandchild hears your voice, they come running and they sit and watch these whole transmissions. That's because they get it. They already know how to fly the Merkabahs. So we're just catching up. All right, so relationships and this thing about holding the polarities together. So why did John Kimmy say that at this time men and women would live apart? Well, he said that because it's graduation time. So if you're going for your doctorate, you may not see your partner very often because you're both out studying and writing papers and all of that. It doesn't mean you don't love each other. It just means you're busy, right? Yes. So it is only societal programs and traits and tribal blood bonds and programs that tell us how relationships should be and look. And this has nothing to do with the lower sacral. I'm just going to say it means rising the sacral up, and as I always say, get it to the top of your head and keep it there, because that's the true unification of the lovers, is inside of your head. Because until you graduate from two-strand DNA, you will continue to discover that every primary partnership you take on will come up against the same things. Because until we get these systems activated up and running, you just don't create the ultimate dream of unification of two auras into one, called Unio Mystica. You got to do the inside work. You got to graduate from your doctorate first. So it's fun. The ego goes, oh my God, it's just never going to come. Don't worry, little ego, because you're being upgraded, maybe dissolved in certain places and refined and perfected. You're going to thank me in the end. So, okay, relationships. We have 64 codons in our human DNA. So if you think about this experience, because I will confirm, this reality is completely in totality, all symbolic and holographic. Guaranteed. How can I say this with certainty? Because this consciousness has been to many places to ascertain the truth, and it is reflecting it back to me and you to do the final navigation through this lovely corn maze. It's no accident. Corn was very sacred and still is to the indigenous root races of the earth. When corn dries, it crystallizes. That makes it a computer. Okay, so we have 64 codons in the human DNA and two-strand DNA. We're graduating from this hexagram. And so if you think of it like this, just think of yourself as coming down into this realm, and you have archetypal qualities of every codon, because that's what codons are. They have archetypal aspects to this human story of duality called two-strand DNA. And so just think of yourself surrounded by 64 crayon colors, but they're actually walking. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, and they're human beings. And they look real, and they are in some way. interfacing with our consciousness. So all these different archetypal qualities we've come here to discover and dissolve and integrate and come to terms with on all levels. That's the graduation, is when you interface with all 64 codons in a way that upgrades them to graduation, called, come on, what's the word? It's simple, it's got 4 letters. We have it in our pure energy dot. Come on, someone type it in there. Who's the winner? We're all winners, but come on, there's that little word starts with L. Sandalphon. Get your hands on the keyboard. Alon, Donna, Elawan. Look at all of you coming up with the same answer. Okay, so love, 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 love. Yes, love is the goal. And love is a higher universal consciousness at this level of graduation. If you go to the 2015 gene, you'll discover what universal love is about. It's about the Buddhic awakening. It's about transcending the causal body, where the soul is held, where all of our divine memories of all of our quotation marks incarnations, which don't really exist because there is no such thing as time and still. It's all part of the maze and the game. So, love is the graduation piece. When we move our consciousness into the universal consciousness, there's no more such thing as reincarnation, and there isn't anyways, because it's all dissolving collectively. We know that, and still we're using these terms because this transmission is taking us on a path of understanding, and it is currently unlocking, decoding things that we cannot see. Got a poetic genetic to it, so it's interesting to listen to, and there is a metaphoric purpose to it all. If this love stream is helpful, please share. Okay, and let's start sharing it on other things besides Facebook. Let's share it like all over the web. Come on, team, let's do this. So, all right, partnerships, 64 codons. So the question that was given to me by one of our beautiful Golden Pod members, because it came through a profound transmission yesterday, just to get some clarity for the collective about the 64 codons in partnerships and why you may be feeling like you need to dissolve it or complete it, or at least step away from the partnership that you have right now, because those partnerships were formed in 3D based on old principles that are no longer viable, because we're in graduation. It's just like the math that you learn in grade 1 is, it's the foundation of, but you're not still sitting there doing exams on 1 + 1, or maybe you are, I don't know. But, funny. So, the relationships that we've been in, whether they're primary partnerships, whether they're a boss, whether they're a relationship with water or a tree, it's all same. It's all been teaching us in this holographic symbolic reality how to conduct ourselves into higher levels of consciousness. We are demonstrating, we are role modeling to creation itself through our vibration of the truth, of the essence of who we are, which then allows us to move through the gates into more expansive realms of, you could say, cosmic wisdom. And as we all know, when you get to those places of cosmic wisdom, you go, gee, wow, this is pretty amazing, and you're never the same, and now you're the embodiment of it, and you want to share it. In fact, you don't want to, you're just, that is your part, to share what you've seen, because now you know it's truth. That's what these transmissions are bringing through. So if we think of ourselves in this realm of 64 aspects of a psyche called human, we are here to interface with each one of them, to have experiences with them so we can integrate them into our batter, our cookie dough, our favorite cake. We learn to work with each one of them in our experiences, in our journey here. And so why, once again, would partnerships be going through these things, going like, I love you so much, and we keep trying to do this divine union thing, and still, or there's a lot of people who have been celibate or single, and celibate is, I could go into the whole definition of what that's truly all about, and still, we'll do that on another love stream. And I'm just going to short form. What celibate means is learn where your energy is going. Celibate doesn't have to do with sex. Celibate has to do with learning about our energy, tracking our energy in every miracle. Because any miracle, any aspect of our energetic field that is going outside of us, that is kind of like a spilling of energy. We want to hold it all here in the present within us. That is when ascension occurs, the Big Bang, all these cool things that go on farther up here in the physical flesh, metamorphosis, partnerships. So let's say each one of us came down and we had to learn an interface with 64 different aspects of the psyche, of the human psyche consciousness, get to know it, get to learn it, get to feel it, get to learn the ins and outs of it. So a lot of partnerships that are stuck in the old-fashioned divine union mode, maybe holding on to each other far too tightly, going, we can do this, I know it, I love you so much. And still, I have these different gifts and skills and they're pulling me elsewhere. Why would we stop that? Would we stop our beloved from going to Oxford or wherever they may need? Well, maybe we would, but I'm using it as an example. Would we stop them from going to the best university if they had been accepted there for the thing that they love the most that they were here to do on earth? No, hopefully not. If we were, then we probably have some issues about attachment. So each partnership has two people in it who have individual auras. It's getting a little bit dark. I'm trying to brighten the screen up. Let's walk. We'll do that. We'll go towards my tiny home and see a little bit more light. Throw my scarf on. Okay, so in the partnerships, we love each other. And we just can't figure out why can't we make it work together, because we actually need to interface with different aspects of the 64 codons. Andre Baby Stars wants to be on video. You are on video. Just keep listening, Andre. Stay online. So let's say that we were all down here in a great treasure hunt. Telos update. I think my data is going. Have to get some more for these love streams. Data. So expensive in Canada. Silly. And I only mean expensive in the sense that it's silly, in that old reality that charges money for things. So let's say we're all down here on this amazing treasure hunt. And when we met our partners, maybe one had come from one direction of the treasure hunt and one had come from another. And so each person had come together with different pieces that each one of us needs to pick up or collect on the treasure hunt. So then we come together and we unify our wisdom and our energies and everything that we've learned. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, I need to go elsewhere. I need to do these different things now. I don't understand it. I can't really explain it. And still, this is what I feel like I need to do. Turn on the light of the tiny home. Yeah. See if that's helpful. That's my gym shirt hanging up, drying. Put it there. Pardon me. Sorry for dropping you. I'm back. I dropped my phone on you. Pardon me. All right, so treasure hunt. Everyone has been collecting different pieces. And so now we feel like we need to go in some different directions to get some more of those pieces. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't get so hung up on the idea of forever and letting go and I'm never going to see you again, because the journey is really all about love. So there's all these concepts in time and we go, oh, so sad, I got to let you go. And we got to let go of the concept of time because it's not real. We just got a journey to get on with, to be on with, you know. So love and let go with no attachment. Allow each other to go on the journey that we need to. I'm trying to get us some good light. How's that? It's kind of good, yeah. See, I need a whole studio crew here. We'll go in the tiny home one moment. Sit with the unicorns. There. Get yourself some... Okay. Get yourself some good stuffies. That's what I say. They're really good friends. Like these guys. So. Yeah, each person has to pick up their own things on their treasure hunt. And so, in doing so, sometimes we have to go in different directions. Because back to the synarchy thing, the Infiverse is aligning each one of us with our own collective groups of heart resonance, because the whole system is for something greater, like Richard says in the Gene Keys. Evolution doesn't care about the individual. It's about the collective leap. So on the treasure hunt, maybe you got to go one way and your partner has to go another to get the parts that they didn't get with the 64 codons of interfacing with different parts of the human psyche. And those different parts come in different people, in different forms. So we get all upset and we go, oh my God, he's found someone better than me. No, he's just interfacing with a different part of the human psyche. And I got to get the unicorns to move over. I'm slipping down. Hang on. Whoops. One just fell behind the cushion. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Kisses is the names of all the unicorns. They're very cozy. Okay. So, no, he didn't find someone better, guaranteed. I promise, nor did she. They're just getting their experience with different parts of the human psyche. Because this is all a necessary part of our work down here in graduation. So live and let live, allow and let go, and keep moving. These are all parts of the test that we are in. And those that hang on too tightly to partnerships that aren't working, or even ones that are amazing and great, may be suffocating each other from graduating. It's real. It's true. See, true love, you know that expression, if you love something, set it free. True love is non-attachment. It is such an amazing experience when we can truly navigate our life like this, guaranteed. We just learn to love more and more and more. Because control is part of the lower nature, and it won't fit through the gateway that we're going through, nor will our extra baggage. Just the essence of refinement is what we're looking for. And that thing about time and letting go, and how we've all been trained about partnerships to be so sad when they go. What if we changed our perception? What if we were born into a world where instead of having a wedding ceremony, you had the ceremony at the end of the relationship, and everyone came and ate cake and danced and celebrated and said, wow, look what they did. They did it. And what if there was no wedding ceremony at the beginning, quotation marks, but only the ceremony at the quotation marks end, because there is no beginning and end anyways. All illusion. These are ways that we can play with our own psyche to get beyond what is going on, and the emotional body needs to be still, guaranteed. The waters of the body, this is the biggest thing. So the emotional body in relationships, we get all wound up. But once again, I come back to the Egyptian mat and the scales. What were they showing us? They were going, still the waters of your body. They got to be equal to pass through. Neutral. Still, does not mean suppress. I say this all the time. It just means learning to hold it in check and balance in our conscious awareness as we learn to be ever present with what we feel rather than projecting or allowing the energy to ripple out into the field, causing more of the same. So each one of us needs to interface with the 64 codons and who knows how many recycles around we have been on when we meet someone. Maybe someone has interfaced with all 64. The 6-3s are the old souls walking in this world, not of it, beyond the hexagram. So would we really hold our children back from learning or doing what they needed to do? And why would our love for our partner be any different than anyone else we love? Once again, back to the piece that John Kimmy wrote about the Hopi Prophecy, where Grandfather David had said to him, at this time men and women would live apart, because we are learning to establish our sovereignty, sovereign, called energy field, learning to stand in and on our own 2 feet. And so we listen to our passion, we listen to where we are called, like electromagnetics, like birds that migrate like caribou. We are being moved around the world to find each other, to find our synarchic groups to be with, to organize ourselves to create the new creation. Because as we know, the old, called his story, is falling away in that place of working solely from the mind. So now we have to create. We don't have to, but that's the gift of being here together. And it's joyful, and it's amazing, and it's playful, and it's wonderful. And when we learn to navigate ourselves properly, guaranteed, I will tell you, you can and will remain friends with everyone in your life, no matter what direction they need to go. So, yes, just think about it like a treasure hunt. Think about it like if we got to the completion together, we have the ceremony of celebration then, and recognize it's all perception about how we go through our reality. And it doesn't have to be sad. It's only because we were told and taught that it was sad to end relationships. The church was really good on that one, A lot of guilt and shame and stay in the same relationship forever, and lots of pain and suffering, and to learn from that place. And that's not anymore. We're learning from joy and celebration and happiness. And the way that we experience that is by rising our vibration, getting the kundalini up to the top of the head where the lovers exist within. And when we connect to that and we get the system running, we are no longer seeking fulfillment outside of ourselves to fulfill a false hunger, which is no longer existent. Now we are filled with love and joy and energy, and we are on purpose. And we are here to contribute to the collective and to each other, which is why we then are seeking others out. And the higher iteration is for group and pod collective projects that create I don't like the word structures, but let's say create new formations, cymatics, that begin to reverberate out and draw new consciousness in. We're creating new morphogenic fields together. This is what we came for. So if we can't let go of each other and our partners because of old programs and beliefs of attachment and holding on and control and sadness and that we'll never see all that stuff, how are we going to achieve this wonderful thing we've been working on and for so hard and so long? It's why we've gone over all the hurdles and through all the hula hoops, and this is it. This is celebration. It's beginning. So that was the question I was asked by one of the amazing golden ones in the pod today. And I think I probably shared enough about it. Hopefully this is helpful in some way. If it is, please share this love stream. Share. Let's share our gifts with each other and give what we can. We have an amazing Spreaker.com called Unity Transmissions. We are creating YouTube, and we have our YouTube. We are getting our live stream, restream, multi-stream up and running, and still practicing with it, and to make sure that it works flawless and seamless to share the message and the transmissions. So stay tuned for our Spreaker shows. They will come on spontaneously, and we will come on and answer lots of questions. This feels like a really good thing to do right now because people have so many questions, and let's see what comes out, because the transmissions are always profound. I know for certain, in person, being a vessel of them, I am always amazed at what is coming through, and it is my great joy and privilege to share this as my gift to you, fulfilling my purpose to the collective. So if I can role model fulfillment of purpose to the collective and gifting, this is it. And our golden pod is doing the same as well. So we've created Spreaker, Unity Transmissions, and Becca is also always wonderful. Many of our pod is great at putting the links up here. Go to pureenergy.love for high vibe music with our beloved Sandal Fawn. Get your Lucidity tickets and join us at Lucidity at our pureenergy.love dome and the water pavilion, and all kinds of good stuff, and play, fun, celebrate, and go within, because all the answers are within us. And why are we interfacing, and why are we answering questions outside the self on Spreaker? Because we're still interfacing with each other. That's what has true value and meaning, is connection together. All right. I love you all. We love we. Thank you so much for joining me. If this love stream is helpful, please share and practice this little thing, saying, I love me, I thank me. I love me, I thank me. I love me, I thank me. Call the energy in. Thank you. We love we. Aloha. Oh, we have been ending with light language. Shall we complete with that again? A light language symphony, as Michael Patton called it. Come on, let's do it all. Let's do a little light language to complete. Let me open to a beautiful prayer. Koyatine to koine. Ayako na tono. Kiaruko no truchini tiaruku. Benata kainei. Hueo kori. Chiapono totokunui. Come on, all do your light language together. Let's do it. Let it out. It's not hooey, gooey. It's actually real. It's the fire letters coming through you. If you just let them come out, and they will program, reprogram, deprogram your auric field. That's what babies are doing, not speaking goo goo gaga. They're energizing their auric field. Okay, so here we go. Let's all do it together. Just let it flow through. Poiana tiana te keo, tiana toko e ai. Fue piana tai kai no totoko ni. Shea piani tia totoko e ai. Neas tiana tia titini te ai. Pua kono toi. Nice shit no koe. Aho.